Hello! Did you know that at least 1/5 of the population speaks Chinese? Mandarin Chinese is the mother tongue of over 873 million people, making it one of the most spoken languages in the world according to Boston University. But Chinese can help you economically, learn a new culture, and help you making friends. So today, I will be teaching you the basics of Chinese. First, we will start out with the pinyin alphabet and tones, how to say hello in Chinese, and how to say your name in Chinese. It will be easy as long as you follow along with me. It is not an intimidating language, as long as you pay attention. So before we learn the confusing characters and get a little bit intimidated by the Chinese characters, we will first be learning the pinyin system. Now, thanks to the Chinese people, the Chinese people created a pinyin system for us to learn Chinese. So unfortunately, the Mandarin language does not have an official alphabet, since Chinese is generally a written language and not a spoken one generally. But we now have a pinyin system, so I will be teaching you guys how to say the pinyin alphabet. So this is the pinyin alphabet, and I hope that you pronounce these with me, since it'll be easier for you to learn Chinese. So let's start off with b, p, m, b, d, t, n, l, g, k, h, ji, qi, xi, zhi, qi, shi, ri. You feel silly saying these, but it's similar to English, so we can learn easily Chinese. Now let's start out with the hard part, and where I confuse myself a lot, and where others confuse themselves too. So people confuse these a lot. They are very similar. Now it's ci, 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 which you can't tell the difference. That's what I thought when my Chinese teacher was saying it to me. But there is a difference. So this is ci, 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 and this is ci. You'll be combining the letter C and T together and saying it. So it's ci, 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 and this is ci, 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 like in our language. And these are the Chinese vowels. So it's a, u, o, i, u, u. I used to confuse these a lot since they are, well, it's the letter U, but there is a difference again. So it's u, and then you'll be using your tongue. U, u, u. So now that we know the pinyin system, let's learn the tones. Now, Chinese is a tone-driven language. Not only is it a character-driven language, a written one, but it's also a tone one. There are at least 4 tones in Chinese. Now, you may feel silly saying this with me, but this is how it works. So it's ah, ah, it's a full tone. Ah, and this goes up. So it's ah, and this is ah, so it's up and down, and this is down, so ah. So these are the 4 tones in the pinyin system. So now that we know these, we can now learn how to say hello in Chinese. So now that we know the pinyin system, let's learn how to say hello in Chinese. So it's very easy. It's not very difficult. I got to learn like what, in 5 minutes? You can learn in less minutes. Okay, so let's pronounce it together. It's ni hao. Let's ignore the characters and learn the pinyin first. So it's ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, ni hao. 你很好，什么怎么样？我很好. So that's how you say hello. 你好. So you may be asking yourself, why is the pinyin important? I can just pronounce it how I can. Well, actually, the pinyin system is super important. Anything you say is driven by your tone. For example, I can confuse how you say day in Chinese. So how you say good in Chinese is how, and that is how it's said here. This means how. This means you. Ni means you, and how means good. But this is how you generally say hello in Chinese. And the pinyin system is important because people can confuse you in what you say, how you say your tone. It's very important. So it's ni hao. Now let's pronounce it with the character. Ni hao, ni hao, ni hao. So it's hello in Chinese. So now that we know this, now we can learn how to say your name in Chinese. So now that we know how to say ni hao, let's learn how to introduce our name in Chinese. So it's very simple. here it is. So this is 我 means I, and then 叫 is a name, called, anything of your choice. So it's 我叫. So a Chinese person will ask you the opposing question, 你叫什么名字? And you will respond, 我叫林白, 我叫王鹏, 我叫 Jason, 我叫 Bianca, 我叫 Alex, anything. It can be anything you put in here. My Chinese name is Lin Bai, so it will be 我叫林白, 我叫林白. A Chinese person will come up to you and say, 你叫什么名字? And you will respond, 我叫林白, 我叫 Jesus, and anything. It can be any option. But always focus on the pinyin. It is important to keep the vocal tones together, because Chinese is a tone and character driven language. We finally got into our final conclusion. So as you can see, Chinese is not intimidating at all. It was easy to learn through in less than 45 minutes and convenient for you since you don't have to actually take school. So I want to tell everyone that Chinese is very easy as long as we go through the pinyin system. And thanks to Chinese people, we are able to go through that in the pinyin system. So I always encourage people to learn a new language because you don't know how interesting it could be, the friends you can make, and how it can help you in your economic business. So please take your time to learn a new language. It was difficult for me to learn Chinese. I was very intimidated by the Chinese characters, but I got through it thanks to the pinyin system. And since I know Spanish and English, I was able to get through it. So please take your time to learn a new language. Thank you for watching. 再见. Bye bye.